Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the BlasterX finals. We're on a lovely Sunday, um, and we're about to go into the first round. We're going to see Fire Up versus Control Esports. I'm Michael Woolley-Oryx, and I'm joined by my good friend Lemmy here. How you doing, Lemmy?
I'm doing fantastic, mate. Looking forward to a big day today, the BlasterX finals, and yeah, really keen to see how this one plays out.
That's the way. All right. So, you haven't casted much CS as far as I'm aware, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I've casted maybe 5 or 6 games through Team Down TV and a bit in Battlefield. Still fairly new to it, so I'll give it my best shot, and hopefully we can see a lot of good Counter Strike today.
That's what you want. All right. We are just waiting for the teams to get ready. Looks like they are all in the server. So, um, yeah. So, like I said, the first match that we're going to be casting today is Control VP versus Fire Up, in the Blaster X finals. Do you know much? Do you know anything about these teams, Lemmy?
Well, we do know that Fire Up finished fifth prior to these finals. And Fire Up seems to be primarily New Zealand based and founded by a bunch of friends from the 1.6 era. And interestingly enough, core lineup hasn't changed in almost a year. Um, so they've been doing well throughout the month or so that BlasterX has been running, and looks like they'll be a fairly strong contender um, at this stage, from what I can tell. Um, and Control, of course, finishing in the lower tier of the bracket, uh, or the ladder, as you will. So, interesting to see how these teams play out and what style of play they're going to go with. And yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Control, of course, a pretty well-known team in the scene. They've played Div 1 once upon a time, and looks like they've actually got Buster from Legacy, who, of course, recently went overseas, filling in for them today. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I know that they're looking for a fifth at the moment, and they're sort of struggling to find one. I guess that's symptomatic of that. And I think it looks like the map's going to be Mirage. So the videos have come out. All of those customs getting eliminated quite early on. So yeah, very interesting. I know Control are decently good on Mirage, and since we do veto down to one map in these best of ones, I imagine Fire Up must be pretty confident on it as well.
well, yeah, Mirage being one of those maps that all the teams you would suspect would be fairly strong on. A kind of a bread and butter map for a lot of teams. For a lot of other teams, they may have a few struggles with it. However, there's a lot of room for strategy, and of course, it's a good map to get first pick on if you are AWPing, um, and that can just open up a round, uh, as we've seen in the past. So Mirage, pretty good map, and we'll see how this one plays out. But I would suspect that those AWPs are going to be a very vital part of the map.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure who AWPs for Fire Up, but I know that there's like a few people on Control that pick it up. I think SAR or S5AR, he does pick it up from time to time. Buster can definitely pick it up as well, so maybe they'll let him do it. He's a great defensive AWPer for Legacy. So it'd be interesting to see what role he plays and if it's any different or similar to the role he plays in Legacy. Legacy are actually really strong on this map as well. They really like this map, so I'm sure Buster won't feel lost at all. It'll just be interesting to see how he does filling in for them in that stand-in position.
Yeah, and that's a pretty strong stand-in to have, having Buster on your team. Um, so we'll see how that one plays out. We'll see if Buster does pick up the AWP position, or if it will be S5 AR. And we'll see how it plays out. So just warming up here and getting ready to go. Um, I wouldn't suspect it would take too long. These boys should be good to go.
Yeah, interesting to note as well, actually. I think Coke is playing, and I don't know if, yeah, so Coke, so yeah, let's just go through the lineups, actually. That's probably a good idea. So for Control Esports, it's Soygud, Coke, S5R, AR, or SAR, Buster and Nikez. And then for Fire Up, it's Luigi, Opaque, Padlin, Envy, and War Machine. I think War Machine might be an alias, I'm not sure. But yeah. Yeah, interesting Fire Up, of course. I think they came, they actually won CGA last season. With this exact lineup, they haven't changed a player, which is good to see. A bit more consistency in the scene. Um, and then of course, yeah, Control, just a lot of experience on this side. A lot of old 1.6s. Um, yeah, and I think Coke isn't necessarily part of the core. I have to check my notes. But I think he's sort of a sub. I know him and Soygud sort of not so good. Hang on one second. Let me just double check this. Oxy, that's right, that's who's missing. So yeah, Coke must be filling in for Oxy. Oxy's normally the main caller for Control Esports. Um, so I think, and Coke is sort of a sub, sort of a super sub for them. He's a really strong player. He's quite versatile. He can pick up the AWP as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see like them running a double AWP setup if they do start out on this CT side of Mirage. Um, with him and Buster, or him and S5AR, depending on how they would like to play it. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what they do here. Yeah, like you said, Mirage does definitely favor the sniper rifle from time to time, Lemmy. Um, I'm really interested to see because we've got these so Control. You know, they're very experienced players. They've been in the scene for quite a while, whereas Fire Up are very new. So we've got the old versus the new a little bit, and we're going to see maybe a difference in playstyle and stuff. And it looks like we're just about to go into the knife round here, actually. Um, so this is going to be interesting. Getting into it.
Yeah. So the knife round being underway. Um, Gonna get this one going and get the first match of the BlasterX finals underway now. So we do see NKZ just up on that balcony area, trying to be a little bit sneaky as the knife battles do go on. Now you noticed that Coke was the sub and a fairly high tier sub, and Oxy would not be playing. You also mentioned that Oxy was their in-game leader. So who would you suspect would be resuming the IGL role uh, for this match?
Yeah, I think it is Coke. I think Coke. So Coke has played with all these players before. He knows how they work. And Oxy, or it could be Nikez actually. I'm not sure. These guys, they're pretty loose with their style. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do um, just sort of share it around a little bit. And looks like we are live into this pistol round. So here we go, the very first match of the BlasterX finals, and it's Control Esports versus Fire Up. Buster getting here quite aggressive, um, taking a fight there, spots some of the players there in the apartments before falling back. That's really smart information to get there for Buster. So he's going to be playing this B site while the rest of his team sets up around the map. Fire Up, though, not rushing into anything just yet, getting their own information as Luigi and Sa there trading some damage back and forth. While it looks like Fire Up are getting ready to push into the B site here. Buster is going to have another look here, and there they go. That's the trigger for them. Buster has got a lot of work to do here as they push into the site. Buster here, there we go. 1, 2. Can he get the third? Not quite. Sar, though, manages to get it for him, and he stays alive. And Sar gets the fourth as well. Luigi now left in a 1v4. Very hard situation to win. And looks like he will go down here. It's just a matter of time. He does manage to get one for his trouble, but Nickers cleans up that round, and good start there for Control.
Yeah, Buster getting crucial information there, pushing up in that apps position, spotting one player. Rotations came through very well for Control, and yeah, that was a very nice play there by the CTs of Control. I think we may have a naming difficulty up the top left, at least on my end. However, that is Control, folks. And we're looking at Fire Up GG now heading towards the A site, setting up, of course, on that eco. So we're gonna throw a quick nade in there. He's gonna catch Envy and War Machine, actually getting them down pretty low.
Brutal.
Very, very nice nade there. And, well, that limits the firepower a little bit for Fire Up, as they are going to pour onto the A site here. Luigi's going to find one. Coke's going to get a fantastic shot onto Envy, and Nickers is going to find War Machine and Opaque. Look, they're all going down so fast, but Fire Up have actually managed to swing this one around a little bit and get that bomb planted. Now Coke's going to find that nade, and there we go. Luigi is going to be the last man to get taken down, but overall not a bad round for Fire Up, getting that bomb plant after that initial damage from that grenade. And the rotation through from Control, excellent. And that will bring it up to 2-0 in favor of Control.
Yeah, like you said, Fire Up getting the bomb down there, that's actually really, really well done by them. Normally you see a lot of teams force buy in the second round if they don't get the plant in the first. So it was interesting to see them bank on getting that plant down so that they could buy up in this round. And it worked out for them. Coke, but we're back into this round, and Coke there, doing some damage on a War Machine, but that doesn't stop him. He manages to trade it back onto Coke before Sar onto Envy. On the kills now, going back and forth. Great trade there. Very important kill. And Nickers just taking a fight. This is what we said about Control. They just like to play a pretty loose style. And this map definitely suits that style. You know, when you have these strong aimers, just picking back and forth from mid-con and window and short. It's very hard for the T's if they haven't. If they're not expecting it. So Fire Up getting caught a little unawares there, and now they're in a 3v4 situation and they don't really have much information. They got really shut down there. Just two really nice picks in mid by Control.
Yes, as we do see Opaque and Padlin taking up some mid control here, as they are looking to go towards that sector area, as the bomb is heading in there now. But Control, they have no idea this is happening, as War Machine's going to go through there, and Soygood going to take him down. So that limits the options a little bit here, with only 25 seconds to go on the clock. Opaque and Padlin got all the work to do, as Padlin does go down, and Opaque also very, very quickly follows suit. So a buy round there coming out from Fire Up with those AKs. It doesn't work out for them, and that mid control through connector, I thought it might have been the right option to take, considering Control didn't have that information. However, Fire Up just not being able to execute, and of course being that number down, I mean 2-4, it's obviously going to be very detrimental to executing on that A site.
Yeah, it looks like they made their presence towards B, and Sawyer's going to run into trouble here. He gets taken down by Envy and Opaque, getting up together, taking him down, and Nickers, though, fast to respond, gets the double kill. Sar as well opens up onto Envy, and that small victory, that window just closes, gets shut tight by Nickers, and now we're in a 3v2 situation, but Luigi actually has snuck into CT spawn as Padlin's moving slowly towards middle. So Luigi's a key player here. If he can get a kill, this is going to be, this might actually make things very interesting. He's holding a very passive angle. I don't know if Buster's going to be aware of this, and that Luigi does manage to get that kill. And now it's a 2v2. As we see Luigi move in here, he's got to be careful of the window area. Star's got him lined up, and ooh, Luigi, nice shot, takes him down. Now it's a 1v1. Nikes with a full nade set. Luigi just with that famous, and he just peeks on Nikes. Nikes with a grenade out. Huge round by Luigi there, and that's an eco round won by Fire Up. That's really nice to see.
Yeah, Luigi just holding a perfect angle there, managing to pick off a fair few number of Control Esports players, and very, very sneaky. Of course, those angles are so important in Counter-Strike, as Fire Up are going to buy up here. Luigi's going to have that Famous from last round, and that's going to make it 3-1 towards Control Esports. Now, it's looking as if Fire Up are going to head towards that B and mid area, although Buster's going to find a very nice one onto War Machine in that apps area. And the bomb looks like it's going to be following Padlin towards the apps as Opaque gets taken down by Nickers, and Sar will take down Opaque in exchange. Envy's going to take down Sar, so it's going to be a 2v3 situation. Padlin and Envy having a bit of control on that B side, but that's detrimental, and Buster's going to take down Padlin. It's Envy's going to find 2. He's found 3 this round so far, and it's a 1v1 situation here. Envy versus Soygood, and Soygood is going to approach from that shop area, and he's not exactly sure where Envy is at the moment, although he's going to hear those footsteps as he does peek and get the perfect angle onto Envy. So Envy not being able to clutch that, although picking up 3 kills that round, and not a bad idea from Fire Up. I mean, they're making the right calls. However, you know, they just need to get that execute right, and they always seem to be down a number or put themselves into tight positions, and they might have to fix that up in the future.
Yeah, Buster just getting that opening frag really made it difficult for them. The fact that they brought it back into a 1v1 made it so much, that's just really impressive and great to see. Nikos getting the opening frag there on this anti-eco round, just pushing there around. And he looks like he's just going to clean up the last as well. So Fire Up trying to do the same sort of eco round once upon a time when they got that bomb down in the second round. But it doesn't work out for them. Control playing very aggressive on that and stacked towards A. As we're going in now to the 7th round, Control up 5-1, and this is quite a good lead, but Fire Up certainly not out of it yet. Mirage quite an even map. They just probably hoping for 5 or 6 rounds, and anything better is a bonus. So going to be interesting to see how they do adjust their play. Looks like they've gone a bit more passive, and Soygan actually is pushed up in middle, and Luigi takes him down. Luigi, I think the star player for this lineup, and the AWPer for Fire Up as well. Really great to see. And Control, that's the sort of the problem when you do have these this loose style. You get players playing very by themselves, and they get caught out, as Soyga just did.
Yeah, and I believe this would be the first time we're seeing an AWP being brought into Mirage against these two teams. So Luigi getting that nice flick earlier in the round as Nickers is going to find Opaque there in Palace. It's going to be a 4v4 situation, and as you mentioned, a bit of a loose play style here from Control and sort of Fire Up as well. I mean, we're seeing these loose buys like Buster sticking with that MP7, and it might work out for them as they do have 1 AK, and we're seeing a bit of an execute here onto the A side from all angles. Padlin's going to find Coke, and there's a man rushing through Connector as well, and Luigi, he's going to come out of Palace and plant that bomb, and now they can set up with just 15 seconds on the clock. They get that bomb planted, and there is 2 men, Buster and Zar, and they're actually going to go for this here as War Machine is going to check that Connector area, and Zar is going to take him down. So 2v2 situation here, as Sar's going to find another one there. Luigi, the last man left, he's holding that T-stair area with the AWP, and Buster's going to take him down with the MP7. Oh my gosh, that was insane.
Yeah, Fire Up playing a little too aggressive there. Luigi just left in a really awkward situation after his 2 teammates went down, trying to get into those post-part situations. They weren't really supporting each other. You're right, Fire Up maybe a little too loose. As well, and considering they're supposed to be an experienced team playing together, and we see a bit of a misbuy actually, Padlin buying up, even though he doesn't really have any money left in the bank. if we do have a look on the scoreboard. So, a bit of an interesting decision there. As we see Coke just taking these fights in mid, he's more than happy to. Luigi, good grenade there, takes him down, trading up with War Machine. Nikes and Saar, though, keeping opening it up. Padlin's putting that AK to work, actually, taking down Nikes. So you've got to give it to Fire Up. They are still keeping these rounds interesting.
Yeah, Fire Up contending quite well here, and they are definitely keeping it interesting. As I'm just loading up my Counter-Strike here, Wooly, so if you could continue just for a
Yeah, no
second
worries,
here,
buddy.
that'd be lovely.
So it is a 3v2 situation after those trades went back and forth in mid, and it is really interesting to see. I got to say these up and coming teams and these teams that are returning back to the scene, battling it out in the BlasterX, and that's what's so great about these off-season tournaments that we get to have in our community, because we get to see what's coming in the next season of CG, and there are definitely some bright lights, and these two teams are some of them. As we see Saar there taking down Opaque, and it looks like he's going to get Padlin as well, as they do try and walk into the B site. So Fire Up really struggling at the moment, but they will be able to buy here. Padlin, of course, won't be able to get an AK necessarily. Looks like he will just go for that Galil. And a P250, that's interesting. I feel like it would have been a smarter decision there to get a smoke or even a HE or a flash. But to each their own, I suppose, as we see this set up again. It's going to be interesting to see what Fire Up can do here. Buster again getting that early information for his teammate Saar on short. And we see Padlin in the underpass area, just slowly feeling it out. Fire Up not willing to take those mid fights now yet, just yet. As I said, Envy and Luigi do take that mid control, and Nikes is just slowly feeling it out once again. Control Esports, they do seem to have quite a reactive style on their CT. They sort of push and pull a little bit based on what the Ts are doing, and Nikes, they're just getting a little tag, a little love tap from Envy. As we see Fire Up just slowly taking this mid control. And Envy managed to take it outside, punishing that aggression, and Luigi onto Nikes through the smoke. Another great opening flag, but Coke there with the AWP. I think that's the first time we've seen the AWP for the CTs. Opaque though, back onto Soygood, and now it's a 2v4 in favor of the Ts. This might be a great way for another great round for Fire Up to get back into this game. And we see Buster, he does get one before going down. Now it's a 1v3 for Coke. I don't know if he can do this, and yet he's making the decision now straight away to go and save that AWP. He does get Envy on the exit, and now it's a 1v2. Fire Up probably shouldn't chase this because their economy is in tatters right now, so every gun that they can save is a bonus. They should probably just try and find Luigi's AWP and stay in this.
Yeah, I apologize there. Just having a few technical difficulties as Coke is just going to hold this, try and find some exit frags, and War Machine, he's going to have that AWP, so that'd be a nice gun to get out of the hands of Fire Up, because as you said, they do have a few economy problems, as Coke is going to find that one. Awesome exit frag there, and Padlin, he's going to pick up that AWP, so not too much harm done, although they do lose a gun in the process. Fire Up are going to take that second round, which was really needed for the boys from Fire Up, and now it's a 7-2 scoreline. And pretty much full buys coming out from both teams, although we do see Buster on that scout. And yeah, both teams not being able to afford too many nades, so both teams having a few troubles with that economy, as Coke's going to find the head of Luigi. A fantastic grab there by him, and that's going to put the boys from Fire Up in an interesting position, because that's their AWP out in the open, as Padlin's going to take some damage in that apps area. Or rather earlier in the round, and it's looking like a bit of mid control. I mean, Fire Up are looking in these rounds to sort of get a bit of mid control if they can, and Control giving up that mid control and all of that information in order to allocate an extra man to the site. And Nickers is going to go for some information here on the T stairs, but he's not going to find any one. And Fire Up, they're going to get ready, I believe, to go through connector here and hopefully secure a few more rounds, maybe a kill or two, just to get that entry. That'd be crucial for them. That's all they need. They just need that entry, and then they should have the confidence to keep on pushing through. As Envy's going to grab that bomb, and it's looking like they're going to execute onto that A site with 28 seconds remaining, Willie.
Yeah, but you can see here, Nickers is going to catch the bomb out. Envy, very important frag here for him to get. And Opec gets on Soygood as well. And now Coke, he's got a lot of work to do here at the CT ramp. He does manage to get Opaque. War Machine unable to trade him out. Trying his darndest though. And as we get 3v3 now, but the bomb has to go down. Envy's putting it down right now, very close there. Coke going down to 1 HP from the spray. War Machine onto Sar, Buster onto Paddle, and Coke onto War Machine, and now Envy's left in a 1v2, although Coke is very, very low. Just the wind will kill him at this point. And it looks like, yep, that Envy does manage to take him down. Now Buster, the stand-in, 1v1, he's going to jump onto Envy, takes him down, and bit of a touch-and-go retake there for Control, but they do manage to close it out in the end. 8-2 now for Control Esports over Fire Up.
Yeah, waiting right until that round. I remember being around the 27-second mark where Fire Up decided to go in for that one, and a really bold play there by Buster, just deciding to jump over to Tetris and just take him down. So awesome work by Control. They're holding this one up and keeping everything in order. There's been a few tight rounds actually where Fire Up have just needed that, perhaps a kill or two earlier in the round, maybe that entry, maybe a few more better trades, and they're going to go onto this B site and get absolutely decimated by Sar.
Yeah, that was just brutal there. Sar just stopping that rush single-handedly, really. Buster was ready and waiting underneath that window with the P90, being someone would jump down into his open arms, but no such luck. Sar cleans them up before he even gets the chance. Sar actually on 18 kills, 18 for 5 in this first half. But considering the score 9-2, that's not the most impressive, unfortunately. It doesn't really speak to, his individual players. We see Buster just running up mid solo. NP takes him down, punishing that aggression, and this is something that is a little bit disappointing for this team. We see Coke just jump out a window for some reason, getting way too confident there, and he gets shut down there by the Fire Up players in that underpass area, and they're going to back up. And Opec's going to get caught out here. Nick is finding Luigi elsewhere on the map as well, so it's a 3v3 now. This unpredictable play by Control, just playing so aggressive out of nowhere, is really throwing Fire Up for a loop, I think. They're really struggling here, and we see Nick is going to take this fight with War Machine, and he wins it as well. And we see Soygate now taking a fight with Envy. Fire Up just playing a little too spread out, I think. I think it's very rare that Control push with more than one person. So I think if Fire Up just, play simple, solid CS and trade out, walk up sites together, they'd probably taking the same angles together. They'd probably have a lot more success in these rounds. But because they're playing quite a loose style as well, and because it seems like they aren't as skilled aimers as Control, at least in this match, they're getting punished for it.
Yeah, exactly. And as you mentioned, Fire Up opting to go when they're attacking these sites, usually around the A site, having a man in Palace, man T-stairs, and a man connector. And they have got a few plants out of it, and a few scenarios that are actually winnable for them. It's not looking like they're doing like a lot of solid pushes, but this might be the round where they might do it, as they are lining up towards the T-stairs. However, they are on eco, so they're not going to have the guns able to trade. And like he said, we'd love to see it with some full guns, but Soygood having that position, he's going to take down 2 here. Padlin's going to find him. He's going to pick up the 3rd actually, Soy. And Nikaz, he's going to find Padlin. So 1 player going down there, Soygood. But otherwise pretty flawless, and we'll see what Fire Up can change up, because they really need to change something up on this T side. And as you mentioned, spacing out and stuff, it hasn't seemed to have worked too much for them, so I'd like to see them sticking together a little bit more and executing some solid strats as a team on a particular bomb site, and not just being so spread out.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I mean, they take these aggressive fights early on, and they get punished for it. And the trades just there's just no one there to trade for some reason, which is a bit disappointing for a team that has been together for so long. So maybe just a slow start to the day. Maybe some players had a bit of a big night, maybe. But we do see it does look like we are going to see an execute finally from Fire Up. They're just going to do that tried and true A execute, and it might work out for them here. As Soygood is the only one in the site, Nikaz will get smoked off here along with Coke. Um, and I think the call is going to come out now as they're coming up the ramp, and yeah, Nikaz is a little too slow to respond. So if Envy can get this opening frag, that's really important. And War Machine actually onto Coke. So Nikaz is sitting in the smoke here. I don't know if I realize he's doing this. He could be a real damage man here. Sard takes down 2 actually. Nikaz does manage to take down 1, and now it's after all the dust has settled. It's a 1v1 Buster versus Padlin. Padlin in not the best position in Palace, unfortunately. Buster only with a flash though. So, and he does throw it just there. So he might jump on the defuse here, and Padlin needs to be careful. He's going to get caught out. But no, he does manage to, great spray transfer there from Padlin, and he gets the kill onto Buster. And a much needed round for Fire Up, getting that 3rd one on the board.
Yeah, definitely. And we did see a few 1v1 situations so far in this match, and it's nice to see Fire Up clutching that one with Padlin there in Palace, as you said, in a tight position, and managed to take down Buster. So fantastic job by the man Padlin, and that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a big push onto a site where the Fire Up boys could trade, and they were able to do that. They got the first entry, the 2 first kills of the round onto Control, and that just sets up their whole play onto that A site, and they have time to set up and just, watch each other's angles, and that is really what we wanted to see, as we might see Fire Up with these last couple of rounds do the exact same thing, because I'm pretty sure it'll work out well for them, as they do again grab those first 2 entry kills into what it looks like the B site. Now they're going to head on in here. Padlin is going to be in that apps area, but Soygood and Sar just demolishing here, holding the fort, holding their own, and Padlin and Envy are going to have complete access to that B site, as we do see Soygood rotating around now. He does have a few nades to work with, a flashbang and a Molotov. It looks like he doesn't have head armor at this point, and of course the AK has been a one-shot kill to the head. It's not too important, but Soygood's going to find one, and Envy, he's just going to clutch that one right at the end, and that's going to bring us towards halftime, and Fire Up clutching those last 2 rounds. So that'll give him a little bit of lee room going in towards the CT side. They have a lot of work to do, but I'm glad to see that they managed to get those 2 rounds right at the end.
Yeah, getting those 4 rounds, I think that's the absolute minimum you want on this map. This pistol round's going to be super important, so it's going to be interesting to see what Fire Up do now going into this round. But yeah, just a little bit sloppy, I gotta say, unfortunately, from Fire Up. Control just showing their experience in their strong individual plays. We see Opaque is getting quite aggressive onto A ramp, but he does spot out some players there before falling back. Padlin's going to spot a few in the B cuts area as well, and he does take that first kill onto Buster. Great opening frag from Fire Up. That's what they need to get back into this match.
Yeah, that was a fantastic kill there by Padlin. Awesome aim in that apps sort of area, as they're going to go towards the A side here, Control Esports, and Luigi and Envy just going to take down 2 simultaneously, as Nikaz, he's going to find one onto Opaque, and now it's a 2v4 situation. Can Control get this bomb planted before the end of the round? And Nikaz, he's going to get taken down, and Envy is going to be the man to take down Soygood. So very, very fast, fluent play there, a lot of exchanges, a lot of trades. And Fire Up are going to take that first round, so that's going to be really helpful in order for them to get back in control of this match, because Control seem to have a lot more onus on this map so far, as they will be forced to eco. We're seeing Sar with a Deagle and some P250s and Tech 9s all round, and a lot of SMGs and 1 rifle for Fire Up, so pretty standard setup from them.
Yeah, important to note, we do see some sort of execute coming out here for Control. Opaque getting a very important kill there in the Palace area. Coke managed to get Luigi though. Envy getting 2 very key frags there, and Opaque getting clean up Nickers as well. So While Coke did manage to get some damage done on the other side of the map, it's all going to be for naught, it looks like, because he is in a bit of an unwinnable situation. He does manage to take down War Machine, though, who didn't have head armor, didn't have any armor, actually. He just bought that M4, so a bit of an interesting decision there, but he doesn't get punished for it, fortunately, and Fire Up rather, they get their second round in this second half. And that's great to see. I was worried that they might crumble in these anti-ecos as we see Luigi cleaning up Coke there top mid. Just the full eco now for control, and Paddling with the cheeky little one tap through the smoke there, taking down Nikes, and he's actually gonna do a little bit of damage onto Buster as well.
Yeah. Buster, he's going to be pushing up into this Apps area, although Padlin's going to have the perfect angle onto that, absolutely devastating him, and Sa actually going to team kill Soygood there, which is not very good for the economy, but now we're going to see a buy come out from Control, and this is where they really need to lock down now. They've given Fire Up 5 or so rounds, and Control just need to take this one slowly and steadily away from Fire Up, and bring the momentum back onto their team. Although Fire Up doing a great job here at the start of this CT side, as Coke is going to take a massive amount of damage there mid. He's going to be on 6 HP, and that's really got to hurt at the start of the round.
Yeah, and we see Buster there actually catching Luigi. The smoke was a little bit off, but Luigi trying to get around it. War Machine, though, does manage to trade back onto Coke, a very important trade frag, as we see Control working up short here, and they've actually got to play into that ladder room as Nikes slowly works up the A ramp. Opaque's got to be really careful here. He might get caught out by Nikes if he's not careful, and yep, that's exactly what happens. Nikes takes him down at aggressive lurk up the A ramp, and now it's a 4v3 in favor of Control, as we see Nikes and Soygood now going to take this fight with Envy maybe together, which is great to see there, actually. Soygood taking them down. He's going to get this plant for that middle area, so Nikes is going to get control of that territory, and it's going to be a very difficult retake here for Fire Up. Just getting caught out once again, just by themselves. War Machine taking a fight here with Buster, and Buster's going to punish him for it. Paddling now in a very unwinnable situation. I think, yeah, this is a smart call. He's going to try and save this gun, but Control aren't going to let him get away with it for free. It's going to be really hard for him to save this, as we see him. Oh, he does actually manage to get down Soygood, so that's a very important frag. If he can get Buster here as well, great frag from Paddling, keeping this gun in the game. And Sa here is going to be... Oh, can he get the kill? He does, and Paddling does go down. But a valiant effort there from Paddling going into this round. I'm not sure if they... this is going to be... yeah, it does look like they are going to buy. I was questioning whether they should buy it, but considering the lead that Control has, it probably is a good idea to try and squash their economy here and get a few more rounds on the board in those anti-eco rounds.
Yeah, exactly. As Coke again going to take a lot of damage towards mid. Luigi taking a bit of damage there, and we're seeing a 3-man execute on mid from Control, and they're bringing the bomb along with them. And Fire Up do have the members towards there in ladder room. Zard's going to find War Machine, and it looks like they're going to go towards a B execute here. We've got about a minute left as Nikes is going to find Opaque. Checks that angle perfectly, and Opaque going to get taken down as Buster's going to find Paddling. All the boys from Control, they're really low on health here, so Fire Up might actually have a bit of a genuine chances. As I say that, Soygood's going to take down Luigi and Envy, the only man left. No head armor once again, and he's going to go into the market area, but is he going to go for this? Do you think it would be wise, Willie?
Well, considering the health of the Control Esports players, it almost is worth it going for it. But they're already spread out trying to find him, so we might see another miracle save attempt here as he tries to save this gun in CT spawn. But no, probably now it's too late. If he did try and get in there when the bomb was going down, he might have caught a player unawares if he just acted quickly. But probably too difficult to make that call on the little information he had. Once again, Fire Up's getting picked apart by Control as they move very fluidly and just unable to get any of those kills. There were 4 players there on less than 25 health, which is just ridiculous. And they're going to be kicking themselves. That's and as they're going to have to they're forced onto the eco here as we see a bit of aggression in mid, a bit of fire going back and forth. Fire Up playing very aggressive, and they do come out even actually on the trades. But Envy here is going to be real trouble. He's going to get taken down for sure. Saad just can't land the spray, and Soygat actually finally finishes off. Luigi back onto Sa, and Nikaz onto Luigi, and now Padlin is in a 1v1 actually as he takes down Soygid. These trades are going back and forth, and Nikaz going to clean it up, close out the round. 14-7 for Control Esports.
Not a bad economy round there by Fire Up. Got a lot of nades and a lot of aggression onto that mid area. If only they could have landed a few more pistol shots and just taken that one man down, they would have had a very good leg up. However, they do a bit of economical damage rather onto Control, and here's their full buy. So going for this, and Soygood's gonna have that AWP, and it looks like a fast execute onto the A side from Control. Coke's gonna find the man on stairs. That was Envy. Opaque holding that very awkward angle if you do get caught, and War Machine's gonna find Nikaz, and they're just trading all over the map. And Control, they're just asserting their dominance onto this Mirage map. And Padlin and Luigi, the only 2 men left, and it looks like they're setting up to possibly grab some exits here, as we do see Luigi. Yes, he's going to find a man in the T-stairs area, and he's going to keep on holding that angle. I don't think they're going to go for this. It looks as if they're just going to try and grab some exits, as Padlin gets caught out there trying to pick up one on the A site. Coke was the man to find him, and there is one player, and it is Luigi, and Luigi just drops into the smoke after holding that upper angle there, and Soygood is going to get him with the pistol, but I thought he was going to go away and live to fight another round there.
Yeah, just showing the desperation on Fire Up at the moment, trying to hide in that smoke and pray that Control forgot about them. As we see Nikaz actually just mess up his smoke there. Luigi's going to get quite aggressive towards this A ramp with Opaque. Nikaz, I think he should be too smart for this though. Sorry, I got a bit of a cold there. War Machine does manage to take down Saar, but Buster back onto Envy with the Glock. Actually, you don't see that every day in a gun round. Coke takes down War Machine, and now it's a 4v3. Again, some of these players are quite low, but it just shows Fire Up not quite able to close out these kills on the Control Esports players. Padlin does manage to take down Buster though, so he does even it up in the 3v3, but the bomb site is taken by Control in this 3v3, and this is going to be really hard. The B site, very difficult to retake, especially when you have players with really low health, and especially with mag 7s as well. We do see Padlin actually get a kill onto Nikaz, but Soygood with that AWP from that truck, with that van area. But I think they've worked out now, the Control Esports players, where Fire Up are coming from. Luigi takes a shot through the wall, and he's going to try and jump out, but Coke does manage to clean him up. Padlin, though, keeping it... Oh, he does manage to get the kill, actually, and it's a 1v1. 4 kills for Padlin there. Keeping his team in... Oh, no, he doesn't have a kit. Oh, that's just heartbreaking. Padlin... really good effort there, but too little too late, unfortunately. And 16-7 for Control Esports in this first round.
Yeah, we did see a lot from Fire Up there. Unfortunately, not being able to string together too many strats. I think there was a fundamental mistake in terms of how they were playing that T side, and then it just set them up for a really tough CT side. I think the problem for Fire Up was the execution of those strategies, not having the right angles and not being able to trade over. And so that was kind of detrimental, and Control just winning over with their experience and just slowly and surely just took control of that map from the very start. So it was an interesting game. I mean, 16-7, not too bad. Control taking that one, but yeah, if only we saw a bit more from Fire Up in terms of the more applicable strategies, I think it would have it might have been a bit more of a closer game, Wally.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. that it did go that way. Fire Up are a pretty good team. I mean, they did win CGA, and we have seen that they do have some strong players. Padlin there had some really good rounds. So did Luigi, winning that clutch in the first few rounds. But it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. You can't rely on those miracle players to win your rounds. You need solid, consistent defaults and strategies and just trades. We didn't see very many trades from Fire Up. They were just too spread out over the map and really struggled to take control of any key areas without taking heavy losses. And it was usually very sloppy, just their players, like I said, too spread out. And Control punished them for that. With their superior aim, with their superior game knowledge, they just knew when to push. They knew where the weak spots were, and we saw Nickez a few times pushing down that A ramp. We saw people pushing up mid. We saw Buster pushing B carps, and they were very rarely punished for it, unfortunately. So um, Fire Up there going down 16-7. That's pretty tough, but I feel like we could still see more from them, and Control, of course, going through to the next round.
Yeah, well done to Control. And just to comment quickly, it was almost as if on the CT side for Control, it's almost as if they laid a little bit of a net up there. And it seems as if Fire Up sort of played into that a little bit. And they would take the connector and they'd go T stairs, but they'd all be like covered by angles on that A site. So I think Fire Up played into the hands of Control a little bit there in that map. And yeah, Control, as you said, going on to that next round.
Yeah, Control just looking more confident as well, I think. We saw in their play they were more than happy to push solo in a lot of areas. I think better teams will punish them for that. But Fire Up, unfortunately, just not able to do so. Considering Fire Up did play such a slow game, I would have liked to see them not go for those early picks and just wait, because I think Control probably would have pushed into their guns almost every round, at least until they worked out that's exactly what they were doing, just because they were so confident. Um, so it would have been nice to see Fire Up just have a really slow round where they're just holding angles with a couple of people just waiting for that aggression. And we saw a few times actually, like Buster pushed up top mid, and they did manage to get that kill on him because he was so aggressive and he was so isolated from the rest of his team. And well, that's what I would have liked to see more of. Just spreading the CT defense thin and then just bursting onto a site together with the number advantage. But you live and you learn, I guess.
That's it. That is it. So yeah, we're not sure exactly yet which game we're going to be casting next. So we'll have to see which one is coming up, and it would seem that we actually do have a match here, I think, Wooly?
In the server that we were just in. It looks like we're going to go to an ad break anyway. So stay tuned for more BlasterX finals action here on Team Down TV. I'm Willie, and I'm joined by Lemmy. You just saw Control Esports taking down Fire Up GG 16-7, and we'll have a game for you shortly. Stay tuned.
A barrage of muddled voices. A melange of furious sound. Discerning gamers relentlessly pursue immersion. Design is only part of this journey. You have the way, we have the will. To turn the game cacophony into symphony. What once was noise is now unhindered clarity. Immerse yourself in pristine audio. Enter the world of BlasterX. Clearer, louder, harder, better.